There you go. Bum juice. That's my boy, man. Thank you, Pumper. All right. Without further ado, the man who hates the Pro Bowl, the man who thinks the Pro Bowl has nothing to do with fucking anything in life and nothing to do with his Super Bowl and his appearance in New Orleans, the man who says, you fucking suck, Silio, the only man that I love and the only man that comes on this program. And my aunt gives me a ton of shit over. Without further ado, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What's going on, Big Silz?
Yeah. How you doing, kid?
I'm doing damn good, man. It's Christmas season here, and
what's that behind you?
I got Big Silz still. You want me to get rid of Big Silz?
What is that?
You don't like my Grinch? I'll change my Grinch. It was stuck up there from earlier because I was calling you the Grinch.
Hey, listen, I got to tell you guys something. I haven't had something like that happen to me in 25 years. For the first time, this guy got me, man. I went back. He goes, you need to go back and watch it. So Zander goes, you got to go back and watch it, Silz. I watched the open of that thing, and I sat there. My hand even went like this, over the top. You got me, man. Kudos to you, kid.
I didn't get you, but we'll have some fun today. I do want to talk to you. You know, I know it's obviously we'll talk some Eagles, but I do want to talk some college football today.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Notre Dame and Indiana, and then the playoffs.
Is this off limits for an Al? So you tell me, am I out of line? All right. The Alabama Crimson Tide has been knocked out of the playoffs, obviously. So I have no dog in the fight. I have no pony in the fight. Okay. I am going to take Notre Dame and cheer on Notre Dame for the playoffs because I am a fan of their head football coach. I am a proud Catholic, and he has brought back many of those traditions to the school, to the football team, to the mass. I was reading a story this morning. Is that out of bounds for me to root for Notre Dame as a Alabama fan?
Because of where you were raised? No. Because I'll tell you who I'm rooting for.
I was going to ask you.
I
figured you weren't rooting for anybody. You'll just enjoy the games.
SMU.
Okay, I like that.
I'll tell you why.
See, my girlfriend's a Penn Stater, so she's going to want me to root for Penn State, but Lord knows I'm never rooting.
Absolutely.
I don't root for Penn State. All right? I'm not
that ain't happening.
I think I'm going to go with Notre Dame. I'm going to pick Notre Dame this year.
Here's why I'm going with SMU, because the NCAA shut that program down with the death penalty. It's the only program ever to have taken that in the face for paying players. Funny now. Hey, did you hear that stat I said yesterday? Every single starting quarterback in the Southeastern Conference makes more money than Brock Purdy.
That's insane. Buckhalter says Krause is about as Irish as sauerkraut. You know, my last name, I actually don't have any genetic connection to my last name. A couple generations before me, great-great-grandfather was adopted, took on this name, obviously, and then the lineage started from there. So I don't think I have any. Krause sounds what? German, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really think I'm German at all.
Okay. Oh, look at Kevin from Crossing Broad. Just so we're on the same page, the reason we live in the television and radio hot take world where everyone just says shit to get a reaction is because people like Howard and Angelo that pioneered it, their legacy is giving us talent like Dan Silio.
Is that what he put?
Kevin, you suck a big one. Holy cow. Look at this. Just so we're on the same page. The reason we live in a television and radio hot take world where everyone just says shit to get a reaction is because of people like Howard and Angelo. That's what they pioneered. Their legacy is giving us talent like Dan Silio.
Wait, that?
Kevin Kincaid, that guy from that fucking Crossing Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, look, I want to show the picture I got from this guy. You remember what happened with Rocksteady this week, right? On Monday?
Oh, yeah. He won a jersey.
He won the Jalen Hurts jersey.
Right.
So he got it today. and he sent me the picture on DMs. Let me pull it up. It's a dope picture. Yeah, this is dope, Rocksteady.
Rocksteady, man. I'm a fan of yours, dude. You're a real good
Check it
part of
out.
this
Check it
program,
out.
man.
Here we go. There he is. He got the
Yes,
Hurts
sir.
jersey on the
Oh,
wall.
yeah. Holy
There
shit.
he is.
I love it.
Right? It's cool, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Got it in there. He's got it in. Looks like his little man cave or
Yeah.
Rocksteady
Look at that
cave, I
thing
guess, as he
hanging up
calls it.
there, man.
Yeah. So that's cool. I love getting the pictures of the people getting their stuff. So a lot of fun. We gave away 5 straight days we did this week. So it was a
And
giveaway.
he looks like Diddy, all dressed up.
Who does? Rocksteady?
Rocksteady.
Holy shit, Rocksteady. You just
Hey,
got a
Rocksteady, you look
haymaker.
like Diddy.
Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. So what I love about this line
Diddy?
is,
That doesn't look like Diddy to me.
nah, man. I'm busting your bones, man. That's all good. Hey, what I love about this guy here, this Kevin Kincaid guy, he mentions me in the same light of Angelo and Howard Eskin, who built Sports Talk in Philadelphia. I got to hang on, Zander. What a great compliment.
I can tell that Kevin Kincaid has gotten in your head.
No, I'm in his head. Why would you respond?
Well, you're definitely in his head. That's
a great compliment being compared to those two. Being compared to 2 Philly icons. Your dad loves Howard.
My dad does like Howard Eskin. Howard Eskin's a hard worker.
He is. What a great compliment. Absolutely. What a great compliment, man. Oh, my God. I'm in that. Here, my dad always listened to Eskin. Why is he tagging me in WIP in the car? So I had to listen to the show as well. Howard spent most of his time belating callers' response while being combative, condescending always. You get...
Look at Rocksteady. This is a good comeback right here. He said, Diddy money. You got money like Diddy. That's a good comeback. I'll take that.
Diddy money here, man. All right, Zander, let's get into it. By the way, man, dude, I'll tell you what. Congratulations, man, on growing the fucking channel to being where everyone now responds to everything we do here. I mean, you know what? And all kidding aside, it's not just whether it's Krause and Broad or whether it's Jay Glazer or anybody. Bro, it's a mouthpiece now where everyone knows where we are again. Here's the one thing I love about what you and your dad. By the way, you know what's funny? I had to kind of soft sell your dad at the beginning because somebody goes like this. How'd you get him? How'd you guys hook up? I think Tony Bruno was the guy that hooked us all up because he said you should talk to you guys and your dad.
I don't remember. This was what, 2020 at the time? 2020.
Yeah, I think Tony Bruno was the guy that kind of hooked us all up.
Yeah. That's when I first really got started. That's when we really first started, launched the channel. We launched Birds 365 on April 5th that year. And we launched the National Football Show on like April 28th, like right after the draft.
Right. It was your dad wanted to start it for the draft.
Yeah, but it all kicked. That's when it all kicked off. Birds 365 in the National Football Show.
How about this? Monday was my 900th episode. I mean,
yeah, incredible.
I was like, I love what your pop says. I mean, he goes like this. I can't wait for the 1800th. I was like, after yesterday, I don't know. Hey, all good. Let me get into some of these questions here. By the way, look, I've already buried my lead here on how I'm going with this, and I set it up Monday. You're just a better football team than Washington. I think this is going to be a pretty competitive game. But look, Jeremy Chin most likely is out. I don't believe they're getting Jonathan Allen back. You're missing Zach Ertz. Noah Brown's out. Austin Eckler's out. Next guy up, I don't know who you have as the next guy up in Washington. You're already limited. They play their game. They probably win this ball game. You think easily? Is this a fourth quarter game? Is this a third quarter game? Is it a Barkley game? How do you see this thing rolling out here?
Listen, I think it's a Barkley game with that defense. But Silz, remember back when we played them, what was it, week 10 or 11 or whatever it was, they were winning that game 10-6 going into the fourth quarter. We had 20 fourth quarter points. Saquon Barkley had a couple touchdowns. So this could be a little bit of a dogfight. Now, I think we're playing better than we were then. I think our team right now, coming off of that Steelers game, I think they're riding high with a lot of confidence that they can kind of do it however they want, especially after being able to pass versus Steelers. And I think it's going to be a we'll see thing. Let's see what's working on Sunday, and I think that's what they're going to do. But I don't know. I told you when they were 7-2, I just don't fear this Commander team. I just don't see it yet. I think they're a good team. I think they're a nice story. I'm not trying to take away from Jaden Daniels or criticize or knock on you, James Jones. I don't think you're there yet. I think you guys made a massive step forward. John was talking about this morning. They were the number 2 pick in the draft last year on merit. They didn't trade for that sucker. They sucked. They were the second worst team in the NFL. So
I think that speaks to their coaching, though.
It also speaks to Jaden, right, and what he's done.
Absolutely,
it's not easy to turn a franchise around like that. So I think they're good, but I like the Birds in this
limited.
Game. Yeah, I like us comfortably. I mean, my score prediction wasn't too comfortable, but I might alter that a little bit. I picked 27-23 this morning, but I'm kind of feeling more of like a 27-20, 27-17 type of game.
Wow, man, I got 28-14.
For the Eagles?
Yeah. I got 28-14. If they kick care
of our defense shutting them down again.
Yeah, I'm all doing it. I'm doing that on the defensive side of the ball here too. So I mean, and plus I think Barkley's going to be a factor in this. All right, let me ask you here. You have been critical of Kellen Moore. Would you bring him back no matter what happens this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been critical in that I don't know. Like you said earlier, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, you were saying, like, what did he do? What did he improve? He was brought here. And I think I fall more in that category of I'm not yet sold that he has improved Jalen and the offense in a passing sense. Where, I was telling the people this morning on Birds 365, I was watching this thing on YouTube last night, which was like it's not a documentary. It's like a short little thing of just the Eagles 22 season. And if you watch the highlights of that season and kind of tell the story and highlights of that season, that was a passing football team. We had a good running game, and Jalen was very explosive in the run game, but the majority of his highlights came passing the ball. He had the 3 touchdown pass game to A.J. Brown. Remember those multiple touchdown catches that Devontae Smith had in that year. He had the big catch going up over the 2 defenders versus Washington. That's where I'm concerned on Kellen Moore. But remember, that came second year of Shane Steichen. So maybe Kellen, deserves a little bit more time to get it up, but it certainly didn't look that good, right? I mean, they're low, and I know that Saquon's made up a lot of that, but that would be my main concern. It's not a concern like fire this guy. It's more like hey, I'm not seeing it yet. How much more time do we need here?
Well, my point is that look at even the Dolphin defense this year with Vic a year ago. They're better this year than they were under Vic. That doesn't mean that Vic's not a great coordinator. It wasn't a good fit. You look at Kellen Moore here, and you make this comment, but then Bob Brown and some of the other people made a really good point, and it sold me on it. It sold me on this. Well, look at Silz. Look at Todd Monken the first year he got there when, what's his name, won the MVP, Lamar in Baltimore. He wasn't passing the ball like that. Now look at him in the second year, Zander, them together. He's going to go for 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. They've improved from even on an MVP season. Now, again, they've lost 5 ball games. Okay, they've lost 5 games. But when I'm talking about individual improvement from Lamar, would we not agree Lamar's better this year than he was last year, and that was his MVP year?
That's true.
So that's Monken. So do you give Kellen Moore that same autonomy to go like this? Hey, man, okay, so the guy's 28th in passing. All right, well, I mean, that's nowhere near where you want to be when you're talking about today's NFL, because you've got to use the passing game in today's league because they want the passing game. They set the rules up for that, and you want your quarterback to improve. So you give him another year, Kellen Moore, even though this year was a little, how about this? Instead of saying it sucked, how about it was a little bit underachieving this year and what their expectations was? Because, again, being 28th in passing There's a lot of factors in that. No question about it. But maybe next year it's better.
Yeah, and I don't think people should look at this as hate. Like, I think if you asked Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown in a room and they were in honest mode, like, they would be like, yeah, we wish we wanted it to be a little better than it was. Now, obviously, Saquon Barkley was a big part of that, but I don't think it's unfair to say that this passing game is not what they wanted it to be. Now, maybe some of it is dictated or the chances to improve it were lessened by Saquon, but yeah, I want to give Kellen a little more time, and we'll see. I mean, I think people were right? Like, because we debated this last Friday.
You wouldn't if they weren't winning.
Bring back Kellen?
Yeah,
definitely not. I mean, but it's no, I definitely wouldn't. We debated it last week though, and people were on my case. They're like, it's not Kellen, it's Jalen, and like you saw Jalen pull the trigger last week, and it looked a lot better. So,
what did you hear? How about when Phil said to your point, he agreed with you? He goes, I don't give a shit. They're 28th. I saw him do it. Phil said that yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
He goes, I had
that ready to post, by the way, tonight. That's going out on the channel.
By the way, that was his he went like this. I said, what do you make of the fact that all year long? And he goes, I don't care. I saw it.
Yeah.
That was your point. Let me tell you something, man. Phil Simms, I value his opinion. The guy won a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I mean, I value his thoughts. He's got a quarterback school too that he has. And
yeah, they're good. I think Chris is good too. I know most of Philly doesn't like Chris because he had problems with Jalen Hurts in the past. But overall, I think Chris does a good job. I think both the Sims guys do a really good job.
So he's a fan of that. All right, let me throw this one at you. Do you believe that this style of football this year has taken its toll on the two wideouts this year? Where look at AJ, he was questionable a little bit this week on playing on Sunday. He's going to play. He's missed 3 games. He's been in and out of the lineup. All you're hearing early in the year was Nick talking about how well both these guys are blocking downfield for the run game. That's not quite what you want to hear with elite wide receivers, that you're phenomenal blockers. You never hear anybody talking about Tyreek Hill or Jamar Chase about being great blockers. You hear about them being great receivers. And also Devontae has been banged up pretty much of the year. Could it possibly be feasible, Zander, that this style of play, this is what AJ doesn't want to go back to? He was a blocking dummy for Derrick Henry in Tennessee, and his numbers were very pedestrian. And by the way, his numbers look like, they look like the numbers he had in Tennessee this year. 60 catches, 70 catches, somewhere around there. Do you think?
I'll tell you what, his yards per catch is insane. But go ahead.
But don't you agree that this is taking its toll maybe physically? He's 27 years old, especially Devontae. Has it not taken its toll on these two players?
I think it could have. I don't think it's a problem because I think obviously they're both, playing at this point. But I don't think you can deny that it seems that these guys have missed more games this year than they have in previous years, right? I mean, they've each missed 3 or 4 games, I want to say this year, each of them. So somewhere in that range. It looks like it has. And honestly, it's a good point. I think, was it a chat who brought this up? Was it you? This was a good comment. I haven't thought about this at all. You think about mentally, if not getting the ball affects them, but you don't really think about the physical stuff. And they are missing games because of physical injuries. So it's a good point. I more would worry about that over the long term. If you have to do that a couple games to win in this year, it's all right, that's fine. But you don't want A.J. Brown becoming a 4-year guy, you know what I mean? Where he's blocking more than he's catching passes. So, but I think right now it's good. I'm fine with it right now, but I think it is something to keep an eye on. And like I said, it's kind of proven. It's not really speculation that it's taken a toll on them.
How about this?
They've missed 4 games.
Just last night, watching Justin Herbert and him getting better coaching with Harbaugh. And watching how they're down 11, they come back and win that game. By the way, I've never seen a field goal. I haven't seen anything like that in ever. And somebody told me it was almost 50 years the last time you got a free kick like that. I've never seen that in a game. And so they end up bringing the game even closer. And it was the beginning of the Chargers' comeback. But this shows you what great coaching could mean to that's pretty much the same team, Zander, that they had a year ago with Brandon Staley. And this pretty much, again, now there's a lot of new components, especially on the defensive side. But look what good coaching does, man. Good coaching. They've kind of done the same thing a little bit with Justin Herbert. They've kind of taken the game with him a little bit away, not a lot. Okay? He's not nearly going to have the 590 attempts that he's had in the past. This guy's a 5,000-yard passer. He's going to come nowhere near that. But it shows you they're looking for balance in Los Angeles with him. And it shows you what good coaching, and I think that's what we're getting here a little bit in Philly. It reminded me of that on what good coaching in the NFL means.
Yeah, and he looked really good last night, didn't he, Justin Herbert? He can really throw. I don't know what he's one of those guys that I can't quite put my finger on right now. When sometimes you watch him and you're just like, this dude's insane. This dude has insane talent. He's huge. He has insane talent, escapability, mobility, throws on the run from the pocket, humongous arm. But then, like, they don't win that much. I mean, even this year, they're 9-6. Like, this is his 5th year in the league. Like, I know you're hard on Jalen, and I'm not mad at you for it. But like, think about if this was what Jalen's record was.
Why?
Like, this is 5 years for him. Like, at one point, you got to be able, if you're that great, or if you're an elite guy, or whatever you want to say, you got to string together some more wins. And I struggle with that with guys like Herbert, who are so damn talented, but it's not all there. And then you watch Jalen and you're like, I don't see that much inherent talent, but all the wins are there.
But here's
the thing that's hard to balance for me.
Here's where I'm going to push back on you here on this, okay? You say I'm hard on Jalen. I'm hard on Jalen because the components around him and what they've done around him to make him better, whereas they got rid of Mike Williams. They got rid of Keenan Allen. They got rid of Austin Eckler. They're rebuilding that offense around him. And here's another case where a quarterback has to carry his football team when you got lesser talent around him. Now, again, some will fire back at me and say, well, Silz, are you blaming Hurts for having a good team around him? No, I'm not. But your expectations have to be more in Philly
I think
when you have those kind of players around them.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. I do. Those are the type of things that we're like, remember I said to you the one time, and I'm like, people keep telling us, not just you, but you'll hear on national shows or anybody, and they keep questioning Jalen. And I think some of the questions are fair. I don't think all of them are fair. I think some of them are fair. And then we turn on the game and it's like, all we do is win. This is now the 3rd time that Jalen Hurts has had a 12-win season, or this will be the 2nd time. But there's only one other quarterback in Eagles history to do that more than once. It's Donovan McNabb. So, like, this is the first 5 years of this guy's career, and all we do is win. Now, I get it. We do have a good roster. Howie's done a good job. I guess all those components come into play, but I think sometimes that makes it hard for us to look at it and say, oh, this is an issue,
Well, here, do you think any other good quarterback in the NFL would have the same record that you have right now if you had another guy in there other than Hurts? And I'm not just talking – how about this? Say you had a guy like Sam Darnold in there. Do you think Sam Darnold would be 12-2? He is now. With good coaching and good roster.
I think it's hard to say Sam Darnold wouldn't be 12-2 here. His team around him in Philly would be collectively better than it is in Minnesota, and he's 12-2.
It's a lot of light. They got a good back. They got a.
I don't know. What does the chat think? I'm curious. This is a good one. Like, I'm not the biggest Sam Darnold fan. To be blunt,
I wouldn't want him
over Sam Darnold. I would take Jalen Hurts all day over Sam Darnold. But would Sam Darnold be 12-2? Probably.
I mean, look. Well, get this. You have a generational wide receiver in Jefferson. The other kid, Addison, is pretty good. Would you not make the comparison that those two? Yeah, those two are compatible with what you have in Philly with A.J. Brown and Devontae Addison, and also Justin Jefferson is a freak show, dude. He is he is freak show.
And Aaron Jones is good too, by the way.
He's having a 1,300 year. Now, look, they don't have the old line that Hurts has. Okay, but with Darnold, I mean, and he's got Kevin O'Connell up there, and he's got a really good coaching. I really do believe that coaching. I just made the point about Harbaugh and Herbert. Look at what Herbert's doing now with Jim Harbaugh. Now you're looking at Sam Darnold. I think this is what the Jets imagined when they drafted him, that he would look like the guy in Minnesota right now. So, again, watch this, and this is where I got that topic from. Well, wait a minute. Alabama was the same team, if not better, when they replaced him and put Tua in, and they won at the same clip and even more so. Would you not have another guy come in here? Couldn't they win at the same level?
Yeah, I guess that's
I
fair. I
mean,
mean, I do think there is an element to
could you
Jalen's
put
game.
Baker Mayfield in there? Could they put up the same wins?
Well, they would look so different, but I do think there's an element to Jalen's game that's hard to quantify where he does extend drives late in games. He's one of the best fourth quarter players in the league. And when you have games that are decided by less than a touchdown or 3 points, the
Wheels.
Eagles and Jalen Hurts' career have typically won those games where the games are within one score games. So I think there is a little bit of a factor there where, also you're late in the year, right? Do I think
Right.
Sam Darnold could get to 12-2? Yeah, maybe I do. But what do you care about more, getting to 12-2 or winning the games when they count? I've seen Jalen be really good under pressure when lights are brightest. It doesn't get to him. He can play good football when those lights are the bright. I think that's valuable. Like, I don't know if Darnold has that. When the lights shine bright, what's Darnold going to look like?
Just see right here too with Chris what he's saying and what you're saying. Okay, I mean, could Darnold make plays to get a third down, 3rd and 10 with his wheels? I don't know if he
No,
could.
but the offense would look completely different.
Okay, I mean, I can't believe what Kevin O'Connell is doing with Sam Darnold up there. All right, Sunday. Do you think this is a Barkley game?
I do. I think we're giving away another jersey next week for Saquon Barkley before the holidays, which will be great to do, which we'll be giving away jerseys anyway, whether Saquon does it or not, but we'll add one to the chamber if Saquon does it. I think it is. I think he runs all over him. But also, I do want to be cautious in this game. I almost think it's a game where it's not just a Saquon. How about just a running game? Let's get Kenny Gainwell involved a little bit. I'd like to see him get maybe 6 to 10 carries in this game to take. I'd like to keep, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but my net right now, I want to win the game first. Second, I want to optimize for the playoffs. So what does that look like in order to win the game and prepare for that? If you have to ride Saquon to win the game, that's first priority. Yes. But if you're in a position where you can rotate him out, or you can get Kenny Gainwell some touches, or you can optimize the passing game because you're up by a couple scores, that's what I would do. First priority is win the game. Second priority for me is prepare this football team for the playoffs. And in the case of Saquon Barkley, I think that means putting him on the bench and letting him rest, letting him rejuvenate, refuel.
So that record doesn't. You're out on that. You don't care.
I'm out on it. I'm not going to be mad if he's not yet. If he wants to run like a madman and try and get there, I think that's great. But I'm personally out on it, where I'm not looking for them to do it. It would be cool. I'm not going to say it wouldn't be cool, but that's not my priority. I mean, I think this team shouldn't really care about anything like that, especially with what happened last year. You got to be ready for the playoffs, man. Let's get ready for the fucking playoffs. That's when that's when our money's made at this point. That's what Eagle fans want. Look, we got how many Eagle fans we got in the chat right now? Running award sounds great. We all want to win in the playoffs. We all want to parade down Broad Street. We all want to fucking give each other hugs and say, woo, Jacob Nation, go, parade, Philly, Eagles, winners, Super Bowl champs. That's what we want. So I'm optimizing for that, Big Silz.
How about Vic Fangio's connecting with the younger players?
Impressive.
And I'll say this I'll tell you what, this is one of Nick Sirianni's best press conferences. I loved how he answered the A.J. Brown injury. Hey, you know what? We'll see what happens later today. Did he get hurt in practice? We'll see what happens later on today.
The reporters hate that, but you're right.
That would mean it's so Belichickian. He just absolutely just was not going to give them, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
How the day plays out. That was so well done. And I think there's no question, Zander, that what has happened with Vic this year, hey man, success breeds confidence.
Yeah.
If I'm getting better as a player, my coach is helping me get better as a player. And you see your production. Like if you're Nakobe Dean, you think that Vic Fangio right now walks and has an altar, and you think his word is gospel because that guy has made you better than anything you've ever had. And so what you've been as a pro. Same thing with Zach Bond. Dude, I'll tell you something about Zach Bond. If I'm him, do I want to change churches?
Bryce Huff got ruled out, by the way. Go ahead.
What's that?
Bryce Huff got ruled out for the game.
If I'm going to change my religion known as the Vic Fangio religion, and I'm going to go to another church next year, am I sure I'm going to be accepted into that thing the same way that I am right now? So again, hey, honey, I think we're going to take a $4.5 million pay cut here so that I can stick with this guy because you know why? I'd rather make 20 than get blown out and have Bryce. Would you here?
I'm
Bryce
with you
Huff
on
was
this.
in a great look. Here's Bryce Huff. Look at Bryce Huff's situation. Bryce Huff was in a great situation with the Jets. Was
Yep.
he not?
And it's now not good.
Now they're looking to get out of the contract.
He'll probably never get another big contract.
He'll probably never fulfill this one.
I know, but I mean, he'll be a journeyman for the rest of his career. You know?
Yes. And so you do this now. You go, man, would I rather be here and make 20, or would I rather be in another place where I'm on a shitty team like the Cowboys, and the Cowboys get run all over, and then I look shitty, and then all of a sudden people are questioning my contract. I mean, you're questioning Bryce Huff's contract.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, if you're Zach Bond, I mean, look, if I'm going to Pittsburgh, that's one thing. If I'm going to Green Bay, if that's another thing, but yeah, I think you got to balance. At 27 years of age, I'm going to balance that. I'm going to balance that.
I agree. You want to do? I got something I want to ask you. All right. It's a holiday. It's like I got a couple holiday question type fun things for the Eagles. If you want to do them with me,
good. So do it.
Let's do. You want to do the super? Let's do this. Let's read this.
Do the supers.
Terry,
thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it, man. For the coach, Big Z and Big Silz, I appreciate when people help out the people in need, especially the veterans. Really pisses me off that the government doesn't do more for them. Grandpas and my dad and brother all serve. Terry, man, that's awesome.
Hey, Terry, let me tell you something. And I'm not going to try to make a political statement here or anything, but I will say this. I don't give a shit about that war in Ukraine. I care about my veterans here and the homeless here in America, and what Krause and the coach do by putting warm coats on kids and shit. That's the stuff, man. Take care of your own before you take care of others, man. And that's something our country just does not do enough of. And even the elderly, too, here in our country. Take care of the elderly. Take care of our veterans. Take care of the homeless. And this is what people in this country should be focused on more so than something halfway around the world. I don't give a shit about that stuff. I care more about what's going on here, especially with our veterans.
100%. And tomorrow we have Terry, that's really cool of you to send. We got an event tomorrow, Silz, down at the Veterans home in Philadelphia, in the city of Philadelphia. So I'll be down there tomorrow. We collected 1,000 coats yesterday for Birds 365, or for Krause's coats, and we will do so listen to this, Silz. And this is how I grew up. This was my childhood. But my dad has done this now. This 21 years, 380,000 coats later. He does. So he'll have 300 veterans tomorrow that are all less fortunate that we will give a coat to. But Silz, this isn't a pile of coats where they come and they say, hey, take your pick. Every single veteran is met with, is sized. The coat is brand new, folded, delivered with dignity and pride to our veterans. And I take it makes me emotional because it's just such a good example. But I love it's not just like this thing where you get as many as we can and give them all out.
Wait a minute.
There's so much care going.
I thought you Krauses were scumbags. Hang on here. I
don't say it for that. I don't say it for that.
No.
I don't care about these. I don't care about those accusations.
You know what I mean.
I say it though because look, if you're in Philly and you want to get in touch and help, please do. Get in touch with me. Message me on Instagram. Make a comment on YouTube. Whatever it is, if you're in Philly, you have new or used coats, slightly warm. We don't like to give away junk, but if you got one, let me know, man, and I'd love to do it.
That's
but
awesome.
There's a lot of pride that goes into it. So
absolutely, man. We talked about it last night with your pop down at Screwballs. It was really cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were on the show last night. Excellent. Yeah, really cool of them. Eric says Silz got a little cannoli. I don't know what that means. A little weird comment, my dude. And Sean said, Hurts going to outplay Daniels. Just watch.
He did last time.
Go Tigers. Fuck Clemson. Theo. Yeah. He took a shot at both of us in one super chat the other day. He's like, thank you. What would he say? Thank you, for beating Miami so that Clemson could knock Alabama out. I'm like, you got two birds with one stone, man. Miami and Bama tripped us out.
What a jackass.
All right, there we go. All right, you ready for my holiday question? I got a couple of them, but I don't want to.
Before you get to the holiday question, I want to show you something here.
Okay, go for it.
So I looked down at these numbers, and the last couple of weeks, this guy Jordan Love has been playing great. I want to show you something here, Zander. Brett Favre played 16 years in Green Bay. Rodgers played 18 years. Love's played 2. That 97% of the snaps have been with those 3 guys. They're 324 and 181 and 1 in Green Bay with those three players. You talk about getting a quarterback position right. Dude, Love's the right guy. He's going to play another. You're going to basically have 30. They have 36 years right now with three dudes. You're going to have almost 50 years with three players playing quarterback in one place.
That's insane. John's been talking about how good that organization is. I mean, he used to joke. He would say that Packers fans don't understand how the rest of the NFL lives, because they've had Hall of Fame quarterback play for 30 plus years now, and looks like they got another one. Right? I'm not going to say he's Hall of Fame yet, but he's pretty damn good. So it is insane, man. Most other teams, they're bouncing between quarterbacks. Cleveland's had 20, 30 quarterbacks. It's crazy, man. What they've been able to do, and it's impressive. It's impressive. You got to give them credit. And they're a good team. By the way, Jordan Love, he's one of those guys I think I don't really want to see in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's the dude that made Dallas
playing better
last year. Yeah.
He's playing better right now. Matt LaFleur is a hell of a coordinator. And I do agree down here with Philly D. 2 Super Bowls, that's a little underachieving. But
it is.
Okay, 2 Super Bowls is not enough for that. I agree. No question about it here. All right. Your holiday questions.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
All right, so I got a couple. Maybe we can do some next week too. I just want to have a little fun. Gift the legend. All right, everybody in the chat, I need you guys to put yours in too. If you could pick any Eagles legend, and I'm going to rule out Reggie White because he's going to be so obvious as the answer for every single person. Any Eagles legend to help this team in this year's playoffs, who would it be?
Great question. If I'm going to pick one guy, you're right. You took the one guy.
Yeah, it's Reggie. It's so easily Reggie.
You took the one guy. I'll tell you this.
I'm awake. That's mine. I'm awake. Got mine. That's who I'm going.
I'm going to do Devon's. I'm going to say Trent Cole.
Okay. That's a great one too.
I'm going to say Trent Cole. Trent Cole or Javon Curse? Who would I? Probably Trent Cole. I'll take Trent Cole.
Trent Cole, excellent player.
Damn, that's a good one too, Zach Ertz.
Good question, right?
Yeah, real good. Real good.
Jerome Brown, that would be great. I was watching, somebody sent me a great clip to show you. I forget who it was. Somebody sent it on my X. So if you're listening, thanks for sending that to me. I will send it to Silz. And they said, show this to Cilio, and it's just a sick cut of Jerome Brown and his time in Philly. That's an interesting one. Underdog is Randall. This team with Randall.
Randall with this.
Yo, Mitchell and Ness just dropped that sick hat that Randall Cunningham had, man. I might drive down to the city tomorrow and get that.
Hey, Zander, Randall Cunningham in this offense would look like Patrick Mahomes. He was so, he played like Gumby. He contorted his body. He was fast. He was athletic. Clyde Simmons.
That's a good one.
Shit. Putting him at the edge on the other side of Josh Sweat would be absolutely great. Yeah. By the way,
if he can't take Reggie, he'll take Cole as well.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yep. But
I'm going Dawkins. I'm going Dawkins.
Or how about this one? Would you want to have Mike Mamola? Nice go. Way to go, David. How about would you want Andre Waters back there playing safety for you?
Andre would be good too. I'm going to go Dawkins because I know I watch Dawkins. So
Dawkins is way better than Andre. Okay, he is. But Andre was a little, I don't know. No. Dawkins was very intimidating too. He was very intimidating. Okay. I would. How about Nick Foles? Would you take Nick Foles playoffs or would you take Jalen Hurts playoffs?
No.
For the playoffs.
I'm not taking Nick Foles over Jalen Hurts. Stop.
In the playoffs?
I don't.
He's 4-2 in the playoffs.
I know, but
he's a Super Bowl MVP.
Nick is the most up and down motherfucker, man. He is a hard guy to talk about because you love him because he won.
He's weirdest career of all time. You look at him and you go, 26 touchdowns, 2 picks. Wait a minute. He's got like the highest percentage of all time in the playoffs when it comes to completions. in a row, and he's 4-2, and he's won a Super Bowl, and he's got a Super Bowl MVP. And by the way, Alshon Jeffries hosed him out of another NFC championship game.
Right.
I don't know, man. I probably would take Foles over Hurts in the playoffs. You really think Jalen has been great in the playoffs, but for one game? Nick was awesome in the Super Bowl.
He didn't have to do much. I mean, fair, to be honest. I mean, look, he was good, but he didn't. We beat the Giants and we beat the knocked out Brock Purdy-led Niners on the road to the Super Bowl. But he was insane in the Super Bowl. I think that earns you some extra points.
Let me give you one more. Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, that's a good one. But I'm not going there because we're already having a little bit of a hard time working all of our receivers in.
Yeah, but you put that guy on special teams too, man. He'd take one to the house and hit his head on the goalpost.
See, we should have included coaches too, because that's a great one.
Putting Andy in there. I disagree with Angelo, man. I'm an Andy Reid guy.
Oh, Angelo's crazy about Andy.
I'm an Andy Reid guy, man. I like him. I do.
All right. If Santa can guarantee one team gets knocked out of the NFC playoffs, who are you choosing?
Detroit.
Really? That depleted defense? That Brian Flores-led Vikings don't scare you a little more? Or even the Bucks? Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them for me. I don't want to have to see them.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll take it back. How about Green Bay?
Green Bay's a good one. I'm telling you, this was a good one because I'm like, I could go multiple teams here.
I'll go Green Bay. I'll take Green Bay now.
If I'm your final?
What's that?
Green Bay's going to be your final?
Yeah, Green Bay's my final. If I had to pick a team, because I think they're more complete around than any of the teams, and they got the better. Watch this. Who's the better? Boy, Golf or Love? Oof. I don't see. I'm with you on Darnold, dude. I don't care how you're 12-2 you are, 35 touchdowns. I get it. I know you've played well here, but really, how are you gonna see Ghost in the playoffs like you saw Ghost in New York with the Jets? I mean, come on here, dog. I mean, really? So it's between Love and Golf, but I'm going to go Green Bay, man. I think Green Bay I'll take Green Bay. Green Bay.
I might go Bucks. I might just go Bucks. Say, Santa, just take care of that fucking team for me. I can't handle them. I can't knock them. They're my kryptonite. Just get rid of them. I might do them. I don't know. Detroit's still a good one because they're a juggernaut. So it's like you don't really know what you're going to get, especially with that defense beat up, but that offense is still pretty nasty. I don't know. I thought that was a good one too. Let's see what people in the chat are saying. Bucks, Lions, Spin Bad still says fuck the Lions. Green Bay, 8 teams going Green Bay. Yeah, I'm with you, Flex. Packers are getting good, man. Packers are getting good. Keith Jackson, M. Kip said to the first one.
Man, Keith Jackson had tied in. How about this one here, Hey, how about this one, 41? How about Keith Byers?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Keith
Orlando
Byers
says McNabb.
Oh, man, McNabb. You heard what Marcus Hayes said. He's the best quarterback in Eagle.
It's not even relatively close. McNabb had 1 year of throwing to T.O. Like, imagine – I don't know. I wasn't like the biggest McNabb guy, but it would be pretty crazy to see him if he had this roster.
Yeah. No. I'm with you.
McNabb did a lot to change the game.
Yep, he sure did.
Yeah.
Here. I want to show you this one here. You got another here. Look at this. Here's the tiebreakers. Head to head, if it applies. Best won-loss tied percentage in common games. Strength of victory in all games. I don't know how you determine that. Got to be record. Best combination of ranking among all teams with points scored and points allowed, net points, net TDs, and then the last one is coin toss. So right now, head-to-head, it doesn't apply to Minnesota and Detroit.
Right.
Okay, so then you obviously go to second. Best won-loss tied in common games. I don't know how they determine that one there. Green Bay's got to be involved because both the North play, the 3 teams, the Eagles.
Right. But all those other teams have beaten up on Green Bay too. Detroit beat Green Bay and so did Minnesota.
Yep. Who other teams? The North.
I think you know who I think's going to hurt us? The South, that we lost to the South. Who beat the Bucks this year and who beat the Falcons this year?
That's right. That's right. You're dead on. The South losses that's right. You lost to 2 teams in the NFC South. And both those teams right now, well, Atlanta's now, but then again, dude, Atlanta's 7-7 and the Bucks are 8-6. They're not losing teams. It's not.
You know who's still fighting too, who has a chance for the playoffs in the AFC?
Bengals.
The Bengals. They're not out yet. I couldn't believe that.
Remember what Philly Godfather said last week? If they win out, they make it and qualify, especially after Denver lost last night. Since Denver lost last night, that opens the door.
Right.
If they run the table.
Right. They needed Denver to lose. That was big that Denver lost that game last night.
Yep. Especially like for Cincinnati, absolutely. Good stuff, dog. Good stuff, man. So you got them winning big this weekend.
I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I think this Commanders team is a solid team. I don't want to disrespect them. I think you come in ready to play, and I just think we're playing better football right now, and I feel like we're in a mode where we're just kind of mowing down whoever's in front of us. It doesn't really matter what they play like, what their strengths or weaknesses are. We out physical them, and we're a better football team than them. So I think that's where we're at right now, and I don't think the Commanders are going to be able to stop that.
Let me give you a Christmas one.
All right. I like it.
If you were going to wear one jersey Sunday of a current Eagle.
Current. All right.
Current Eagle. What current Eagles jersey would you wear? They have a Christmas present given to you.
All right.
What current?
I'm admittedly not a jersey guy. I have jerseys. I like Eagle.
I hang them. I hang them up.
Right. That's more me. I know jerseys are big. If I had to go one Eagle right now to wear the jersey, I might fucking go big country. Fucking Landon Dickerson. I might go big country. Alabama,
that's right. I gotta tell you.
No, I like it's Landon probably. It's probably Brandon Graham, if I'm being honest. I love Brandon Graham. And it's probably maybe one of the Rooks. Maybe Cooper Quignon. Maybe one of the Rooks. I like jerseys. I don't like jerseys of guys. Like, I wouldn't go Bond because it's like, I don't know how long he's going to be around. Like, I like jerseys of people. That's why I like a Brandon Graham jersey right now. Because you know that jersey is going to have meaning forever. You know? That Jerome Brown jersey sitting over there, the person that wins that jersey, that's a jersey that's going to be relevant forever.
Shit, you see Philly 500 wears it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now.
Like the Saquon jerseys, they're great, but if he has 2 years here,
yeah,
I don't know. People, he might fade into irrelevancy a little bit if we win a Super Bowl, it becomes immediately one of those jerseys. But
if I want a jersey to hang on my wall with the rest of my jerseys that people have gifted me, it'd be Lane.
I knew you were going to go Lane.
It would be Lane because he's
got a legend.
What?
You want a legend. You want a Hall of Fame. You want
I wouldn't mind him a lot of one. Okay. But see, I like guys that are going to be remembered by Eagle fans that are in their 20s or in their 60s. Those are the guys that you want gear from and about, in my opinion. I would take Lane. I'd want a Lane Johnson. And then I would ask his ass to sign for me too. I'd get Lane. I don't really do that a lot. People send them to me, and I get a lot of people that have sent me a ton of shit. I mean, look at this, man. Dick Allen sent me this ball, and he was just inducted into the baseball.
Yeah, that's all. I saw you post that. That's excellent.
Yeah, Dick Allen, who's a Philadelphia legend from Walpole, Pennsylvania, he sent me this baseball before he passed away. And I'm a gigantic Dick Allen fan. I mean, you know what? Hey, Zander, you know why I'm a Dick Allen fan? Because Philadelphia fans had a love-hate relationship with him. He was a little bit of a dick. Yeah. And I mean, we kind of have a little bit, maybe I should get an A.J. Brown jersey because we're kind of alike in a way. Okay.
You guys are the same person. That's why you're literally so much alike, you two.
Okay, get this. Eagles have the best defense in the NFL. This is John Clark. In the NFL, never giving up under 14 points a game during their 10-game win streak, fewest in the NFL. Brian Dawkins believes Vic Fangio has transformed the defense, technique, and teaching technique, swarming to the ball, and has made them, without a doubt, understand their assignments better than anybody he's seen in recent memory. That's quite a compliment from Brian Dawkins, is that
Yes.
he's teaching the fundamentals of the kid and why these guys are playing ball. Zander, great stuff, my brother. How you feeling, man?
I feel great, honestly.
Yeah?
I
We got a
almost
lot of hits yesterday over our TIFF.
What's that?
We got a lot of hits yesterday over our TIFF.
Did we? Yeah, we got some extra tips. We got some extra hits.
Hey,
I saw
folks,
the people
don't be
talking
thinking
about
that.
it.
Get this. Don't be thinking that's not going to happen again, because brothers fight.
Yeah, no, it'll happen.
Especially if that guy goes back into being Spider Rico on Sunday.
Oh God, please don't. Please don't throw that rock, Jalen. Get rid of that thing, man. Well, I tell you what, though. Yeah, I tell you what, man. When he throws the ball with confidence, he's a different quarterback.
Brady said
I was telling you, turn on Silz, humor me. Go and watch 5 minutes of 22 Jalen Hurts highlights this weekend.
Okay.
That dude, it's not about the talent. It's not about the arm talent. It's not about the accuracy. When he was dropping back and letting that thing fly, you could feel it through the screen that he knew or felt that ball was going to be completed every time he let it go. And he threw it like that. Earlier in this year, I feel like it was the complete opposite, where there was hesitation, there was questions, there was not a lot of confidence. When he and last week, it looked the same again. Look confident. Let that thing fly, Jalen. You got it, man. You're accurate enough. You'll get it there. Let that fucking thing fly.
I think we got a couple super chats before you get out of here, because I think my boy Brian Pumper sent me a note.
Oh, yeah. Celia won't miss a pump.
No, ever, man.
He says, Zander don't want to disrespect the commies, but they players are saying the Eagles are cheeks. Jalen Hurts led team, by the way.
Hey, Pumper, I'm not a fan of that. They're talking shit on the Eagles. That I would not. I'm not a fan of that, man. I mean, hey, I'll talk shit on them after. I don't know about talking shit on them before, because, man, I don't know.
Bold.
They put the wood to you.
That was bold.
Yes, yeah. We're better than them. Come on.
Yo,
man.
Pump, it's good you changed your name back. He added Jalenite. I'm like, you can't, you're famous on this YouTube chat, dude. Mikey Shreds checks in. What up, Shreds? Prime Vic.
Prime Vic. He is. He's really, really just done a great job this year. No doubt about it.
Dio says 2020s Reed, yes. 2000s Reed, no. Fair.
Huh. Okay, because he wasn't a very good time management guy back in the day. True statement.
A lot of that is made up for by having Patrick Mahomes. But
yeah, yes.
Alex says I would bring back Andy. We read that. Dio said best present ever. Syracuse beating Miami, so Clemson could win the ACC and knock Bama out of first ever 12 college playoffs. Fucking Dio. Dio's
I
a
know,
legend.
Jalen.
I'm not gonna shit on him, but Dio.
Okay,
fuck
Jalen.
you, Dio.
I got you, Jalen. Okay.
Dio, I love you, but fuck you, Dio. A-Team says, what uniform of Eagles is your favorite? Mine's all black with midnight green helmet, specifically when the Eagles first put it out in McNabb era. That's a good one. I like the
Kelly's. I like the Kelly's.
I like Kelly's too. You know what ones I really liked that I never have had a chance to see?
The white ones?
The white Kellys that Jerome, like
never
in Jerome's
in the
era.
Jeffrey Lurie era ever won the white ones.
They gotta bring those are sick, dude. The white with the Kelly logo with the Kelly green letters.
Those were from the 60s.
Yep, I like them a lot. Let me make sure I got all the other supers.
Brian just sent a new one in.
I got him here. Speaking of Jordan, he quit rugby just to head the NFL and play rugby with Jalen Hurts. Make it make sense.
I'll make it make sense. $25 million a year.
Yeah, there you go.
Zander, great stuff, my friend.
All right, brother. I appreciate it, man. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll catch you on Sunday pregame. Big game this weekend, everybody. Let's get the W. Appreciate you, Silz.
Please hit the like button there. We'll catch Zander on Sunday, pre-halftime and the postgame. Jason Cole is right around the corner. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Guys, don't forget our great friends at BetUS. We have teamed up with our friends. There is a ton of football. There's actually a playoff game with college football between IU and Notre Dame today And that is going to lead into Saturday. There's NFL football Saturday and Sunday with our friends at BetUS. Make sure you check them out for the YouTube 150. That's right. The YouTube 150 is signing bonus all the way up to $2K. Second and third are 125%. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Fastest payouts in the business. 24/7 personalized service. 365 days of the year. Live wagering on all major games. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. And do me a favor. Tell them Big Silz sent you.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.